Inside Victoria's Secret's $100 million runway lies a world that's as dazzling as it is mysterious, a glittering empire of angel wings, diamond-studded bras, and global fantasies built on perfection, fame, and an illusion worth $100 million. Every year, when the brand once ruled the fashion universe, the Victoria's Secret fashion show wasn't just a runway. It was a cultural phenomenon. Models weren't walking, they were ascending to superstardom. But behind the shimmering lights and celestial wings was an operation so massive, so meticulously crafted, that the glamour hid an empire fueled by relentless ambition, pressure, and billion-dollar stakes. From the moment casting began, hundreds of the world's most elite models, each representing the pinnacle of beauty, would compete for just a handful of spots. Earning a single walk on that stage meant instant fame, global recognition, and an entry into fashion royalty. But it came at a price: months of physical training, near-military diets, and the emotional weight of living up to an image that had to be nothing short of divine. The stage itself was a masterpiece of engineering and spectacle, often costing tens of millions just to construct and light. When the $2 million fantasy bra made its annual debut, adorned with diamonds, emeralds, or sapphires, it wasn't just jewelry. It was a symbol of the brand's dominance. A single 10-minute segment could require weeks of choreography, camera testing, and fashion design, with entire crews working around the clock to capture every slow-motion turn and angelic smile. But as the lights got brighter, the scrutiny grew sharper. Critics began questioning whether the brand's obsession with perfection reflected modern beauty or distorted it. Behind the backstage smiles, many models quietly revealed the intense regimen that defined their days: hours of cardio, strict liquid diets before showtime, and the constant pressure to maintain a body type that represented fantasy more than reality. Yet, despite the controversies, the show's spectacle remained unmatched. From musical performances by global icons like Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and The Weeknd to legendary moments like Adriana Lima's final walk or Tyra Banks' return to the stage, every runway felt like a global holiday, where glamour, music, and desire collided into a billion-viewer dream. The brand's investment wasn't just in fabric and lighting, it was an influence. Victoria's Secret knew that their runway wasn't about selling lingerie. It was about selling a lifestyle, a feeling of power wrapped in satin and gold. Every model was part of a carefully crafted story, a fantasy designed to dominate social media, magazine covers, and pop culture itself. But when the tides of public perception shifted, the once invincible empire faced its reckoning. New audiences began demanding inclusivity, authenticity, and representation beyond the narrow ideal the show had long celebrated. The $100 million runway that once defined beauty began to symbolize excess and exclusion. By the late 2010s, Victoria's Secret's annual show struggled to adapt, its ratings plummeted, and its angels, once symbols of perfection, became reminders of an outdated fantasy. The brand's fall from grace was as dramatic as its rise, but even in reinvention, it couldn't escape the nostalgia of its golden era. For millions who grew up watching, that runway represented something bigger than fashion. It was aspiration, escapism, and a mirror of how culture once defined glamour. Now, as Victoria's Secret attempts to rebuild its image with new campaigns focusing on empowerment and diversity, the ghost of the $100 million runway still lingers. It remains one of fashion's most extravagant creations, a breathtaking blend of artistry and illusion that changed how the world viewed beauty, fame, and femininity. Inside that glittering stage lived a paradox, one of the most beautiful lies ever told in lace and diamonds. And even today, long after the lights dimmed, the legend of Victoria's Secret's runway continues to sparkle, reminding us that behind every fantasy is a price, and behind every angel's wings lies a way to perfection.